Hi guys, Mrs. Tupper here, and as requested, I've made a video to talk about making infographics with Easily. All right, so we're in our CSI style Salem witch trials unit, or I should say project. And what you're doing today is looking at Cotton Mather's Wonders of the Invisible World, page XXIX, and onto the next page. There we go. Okay. So what Mather gives us are reasons, not really reasons, but evidence, right? Acceptable ways to identify a witch during this time period. And there are 7 of them that need to appear in your infographic. You are not just copying the information from this text. You're putting into plain English and simplifying it, okay? All right, so let's get over onto Easily. And I'm already logged in here, but if I wasn't, I'm just going to show you so you can do it on your end. And I recommend get your tab resize going here, all right, and open up the 1x2 so you can have me in one screen explaining and Easily open in the other. Okay, so we're just signing in with Google. That'll be your GWD50 account. Okay, so what is an infographic? An infographic is a way to present information visually, right? So instead of having a lot of paragraphs, we now have images and structure, things like that. Just like sketch notes, I'm looking for 3 things: text, image, and structure. You can also think of that last one as organization. Okay, so just scrolling through, these are just some of the templates that are already up on Easily. And you can see there's no huge paragraphs, right? Not big chunks of information, right? Because this is mostly a visual medium. So we want to avoid that. So that is our text, right? Keep it short, keep it simple. Images, well, we have colored backgrounds. We have shapes. We have, there's a globe here, right? People, glasses, different types of art that helps express the ideas that we're trying to put forth, right? Which leads us into structure. Structure is what's going to lead your reader's eye or your viewer's eye from point A to B, right? So it could be like here we have almost a path, right? We see that in a few other ones here. Could be using connectors. This is a lot like your sketch notes, right? Bubbles that connect in some way, or even kind of a column, more like a poster layout. All right. Now that you've got an idea of that, let's start making one. We're going to hit Set Custom Size. As you know, this is going to be printed out and put in your CSI Cold Case Salem Witch Trials folder. So it has to be a size that's printable. We're going to choose 8.5 by 11, right? Standard sheet of paper, and hit Create. All right, there we go. So first things first, background. On Easily, you can pick a color, or you can pick any of these different kind of textures, right? So you could go with things that look like parchment. That would be appropriate. You could go black, dark, right? Since we're talking about witchcraft, or even wood if you want to be ironic. But I'm just going to go with good old black here. Okay, now that we have our background color, it's going to make it a little easier to see what our area is that we're working with. And kind of periodically throughout, you're going to want to save, right? So I'm going to title mine Salem Demo. This way, if you have any issues or you want to come back to it later, right, it's already there. And that's going to take just a minute. Okay, so next thing we need is a title. Click text. It's a title. You drag it and drop it, and it lets us position it. A great thing too is it gives us these blue lines, right? This means I have it centered in the middle of the page here, or up and down, right? It'll really help you to have it balanced without having to use a ruler. And I can change the color. Since my background's dark, white is good. I can pick a font. This is a great one for Salem Witch Trials. I can bold, italicize, all sorts of things. We're going to keep it kind of simple just for this demo. So double click to change the text. There's 7 pieces of evidence or 7 ways of identifying a witch. So I'm just going to do something 7 reasons Mrs. Tupper's class rocks. Simple, right? Okay. So now I can reposition it and it kind of automatically adjusts. And it kind of, yeah, there we go. I want it about there. Maybe move it down a little. It's okay to have a little empty space at the top or the bottom. So there's my title. Next thing I want to think about is how am I going to lay this out, right? Am I going to use numbers, circles, what? So what I'm going to click on, I can do shapes. That's one way to do it, right? We could do circles, things like that. And you could just do objects, right? Or images, those sorts of things. A good one to use here are numbers, right? Because it's 7 things. Maybe use numbers. I'm going to try searching for numbers first and see. That doesn't work. So let's try number 1. That doesn't work that way. Okay, so we have to do it the long way. And that is A-OK. All right, so what I'm going to do is just text. That's where it is. See, I'm learning with y'all. Number. All right. And this is the second, same thing here, right? First, my classroom always smells like cookies. Whoops. It does, right? That's an awesome air freshener I use. Just take a look. See? And just keep clicking. I think if we go down to 4th line, what do we want to say? Dim lighting, right? Oops. Y'all know I don't like those overhead lights. Should have worn my glasses for this. There we go. Yep, it automatically puts everything in there, right? And you can play with the fonts here. This would be an easy way to do it. You could use shapes instead if you prefer. Arrows, you could do bubbles connecting to each other, right? This is really basic. I would suggest you go a little bit further with it. Maybe we could do circles, right? Everything is drag and drop. And you click and move, right? So I could do reason 1. I could make a text box in here and then go to shapes, give myself an arrow, again, dragging. And you'll have to play with everything, right? You can rotate using this little wheelie here, right? So I want you a little bit further than just the plain list, but you can use this list as a way to make numbers that you can move around in different places, okay? Other things you might want, I'm going to put another one there because that just looks really weird. Quasi inappropriate. All right, there we go. That's slightly better. Okay. A lot of it's just trial and error, dragging things around, see what looks good where, right? How things work, playing with colors. Other thing you're going to want are images, right? And you can draw those. Like if you are talented, and you can draw little basic shapes with these kind of lines. I'm not that great. Those are really better for connectors, but you could play with it. Just go into objects, right? And you can find different kinds of pictures. I don't know how much we'll find on the free version, but we'll look. Nothing for witch. Let's try Halloween. Okay, good. We've got some stuff for Halloween. And there's a witch's hat right there. I'm just going to drag that bad boy in. Right, and I can click. Put that on my bubble, right? There we go. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right. We'll just delete whenever we want to get rid of something. Just click it and hit delete. Another thing you can do is upload. If you prefer to upload your images, you just hit add files and you select, right, from where you've got them. So again, I want you to go away from just simple numbering like this, all right, and have more bubbles and all sorts of different shapes and things that'll work, okay? When you're all done, make sure you hit save and then download PDF. All right, that's what you're going to attach and post to me in Schoology, all right? I look forward to seeing your projects. Hopefully that answers all your questions. Mostly trial and error, right? Mess with it. Have fun.